I rise today also in support of Senate Bill 809, however, reluctantly in support. I find myself rather perplexed, sir, that I am supporting a bill that I dislike so much, and for one particular reason only. We have two sets of ombudsmen in this state. One set of ombudsmen takes care of the nursing home facilities. One set of ombudsmen take care of the correction facilities. It seems that this bill has been patterned more after the correctional facility ombudsman. And I can tell you that our veterans are not inmates. And we all know what the reports were, the last two reports, and the abuse and neglect that took place in the Grand Rapids facility. In this piece of legislation, Mr. Speaker, the ombudsman doesn't even have to investigate a claim. Doesn't even have to investigate. And if they choose to investigate, they have 10 business days just to notify the complainant, the veteran, and the department. 10 days if they choose to. That's taking care of our veterans. Now, if we were Medicaid compliant, that would be a different story. If we were Medicaid compliant, they would have 5 days, not just to investigate, but report their investigation. 5 days, and if there's neglect or abuse involved, they got 24 hours. And we could have that for our veterans, but we're not going to, Mr. Speaker, because we took the money that the governor put in to help that home become Medicaid compliant, and we took it out. The chair of the Appropriations Committee, the subcommittee, had a great plan to make sure that that money was spent wisely. We all agreed, the entire committee agreed upon that. We were going to make sure that not a penny of that money was wasted, and our veterans were going to get taken care of. And that money was taken out of the budget. And now we're not going to see CMS compliancy literally for years. And what does that mean? That means that maybe some complaints will be taken care of if the ombudsman chooses to do so. And what would that mean if we had become Medicaid compliant? That would have brought in a minimum of an extra $160 a day per resident, which at today's level would have equaled around $22.5 million. Now, I've heard that, we have to have 10 days because we only have one guy and we have two facilities and they're so far apart and there's 600 veterans and their families and they're just going to be overloaded with work. Well, you know how many ombudsmen that we have taking care of all our nursing homes? 5,000 facilities. We have 20 ombudsmen, 10 of them are part-time. And they're not overloaded. They're not overworked. And if we can do that for civilians, we can do that for our veterans. We had absolutely no input from the stakeholders. We were supposed to have a joint committee meeting there. Didn't happen. We were supposed to have a town hall there. Didn't happen. Not one input from any of the veterans or any of their families on this. And this is the bill we get. And we can't make it better. We offered 72 hours. That got shut down. We offered 5 days. That got shut down because it's just too hard. It's too difficult. We're not sure it's going to work. I can guarantee you that every veteran in those two nursing homes or those two homes for veterans probably thought the jobs that they did in World War II, in Korea, and Vietnam, in Iraq and Afghanistan, I bet they thought those jobs were really hard too. But you know what? They did it. And we can't even do this. Now, inside here, we're all legislators. But outside these walls, we're all politicians. And truth to power, folks, we all like to have our photos taken. It's an election year. We like to let everybody know that we believe in our veterans, we support our troops, and this is how we support them. 10 days to file a claim if the ombudsman chooses to. Frankly, I'm embarrassed by this, and I can't believe that I'm going to have to vote for it. It is a small, incremental step forward, however. So again, Mr. Speaker, I will support this bill. I will vote for this bill, but I will continue to work for something better for our veterans, and I hope my colleagues will join me. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, on the question of final passage of Senate Bill 809, there are 108 aye votes and 0 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.